Whoa, hey guys, JH, welcome to the wind tunnel today. It is so breezy. Woo. Crazy stuff. Okay guys, there are a lot of things happening with channel lock at the moment, with the evolution of channel lock, of course. And as I said some time back, I never wanted to put the final lock on channel lock in terms of an evolved final product, because it's still evolving, and everything that I'm adding to it I'm finding is beneficial. It's been one thing I've added to it that it has been retrograde in terms of performance. Now guys, what really is important is the which Bill Phillips is highlighting on his MMI site as well at the moment, and that is that we've got to be in this hunkering down position, guys, at address. We don't want to be the stick man, which Bill coined the phrase, where we're very stick man like. We've got to get in here, guys, get down and feel like we're hunkering down, like we're ready to get explosive, to balance the body for an explosive move in the golf swing. And that's what it is. This is a very explosive move, but it's a controlled, let's just say it's controlled demolition. It's a controlled explosion. But nevertheless, it still explodes when we come into the ball. So guys, we really have to get hunkered down here. Now, the width of your stance is individual, clearly, because we all have different mass proportions, and our horizontal and vertical centers of gravity is different. I like to feel when I'm in this position here that my stance is very narrow, in that I've got this lead leg as close to the trail leg as I can get it comfortably. When I'm over here, when I'm wide, I find it hard to load in. So for me, the narrower the stance, the better off it is for me. So I just feel here, and then I just bring this foot up for basically balance. That's all I do, guys. This one just comes up for balance. It plays no part in the setting of the trail vertical axis in place. Okay, so we're hunkering down, we're in here. And of course, guys, then the swing will feel like, once we're in here and we've got this hunker down, we'll get a fair bit of back cock on us here, or preload or preset of the shoulders. And now when I'm preset, the reason I preset more than most people is that because when I'm preset here at address like that, I'm looking in the channel here. My shoulders are looking in the channel. I feel like I'm already there. I'm actually in it. But when I'm here, I look over here and I don't feel it. But here, I just feel, hey, there's the channel, Joe, just get in it. So I feel that these are really in the channel to start with. And of course, the other thing that really is important is the getting into the channel very, very quickly, or very, very tightly. Now here's our channel. I want to get the club in here. I want to get it in here. I don't want it going out down a big radial sweeping arc. I want to get this shoulder, guys, feeling like it's going straight into my throat here. There, that's where it feels. And down the track I will do something and alert you to something that is quite extraordinary. We won't go into it now because it'll blow your head off. When you finally feel the type of impact that you get, it's the sort of thing you've got to have some sedatives around to take them quickly, because it will just blow your head off. But imagine this, just as a teaser, guys, in a normal golf swing. We have our shoulders here, turned here, and we have the golf club pointing across our shoulder girdle here. What if I told you, if we had an endeavour, that when we had our shoulders turned here, that we try and turn the club on the same plane as the shoulders? Think about that. Talk about planing the golf club. Okay, now that's for down the track. But that's essentially what I feel at the moment in my golf swing. I feel that as the club goes back here, it continues to go this way. It doesn't, it goes this way, but the intentional feel is that it gets in the channel here and it wants to keep going here. I'll show you how to do that down the track. Okay, now guys, the other thing again that Bill Phillips, and we're basically doubling up here, but what we're doing is just reinforcing a lot of the stuff that we're doing as a conglomerate of thinking. Now, because I taught the Mo Norman system for 10 years and I've hit 1 million shots with it, and I saw Mo hit a lot of shots with it, I've got, you know, this in my golf swing, which was, you know, from the top of the swing, that was Mo Norman's ignition move in his golf swing. The knee went towards the lead toe. It never went sideways, it just went there. Now guys, what that does clearly is it corrals the hips and stops the hips turning, and then Mo didn't want to turn his hips deliberately. He turned them a bit, but he felt that he didn't want to turn them at all. So how did he do that? Well, he put a brake on them by having that there and this hip girdle in that position there. And that's what he looked like in his conventional swing from the ball forward. He got to here and then he went here, and that's what he looked like. This trail leg in behind that lead knee, and in this position here. But that there, guys, is really a great move in the channel lock golf swing as well, because what it will do is it will keep, as you force that forward, as you force that forward, it actually drops the trail side into that position there. Soon as you straighten that leg there, I feel a throw out of my body. When that lead leg starts to straighten on the downswing, I feel like it throws my body out there. But when I keep it there, like that as much as I can in the golf swing, it feels like it's just stabilising the body. And we've got a screaming wind across here, about 40 k's, guys, and it's cold. But across here, so the ball is going to want to work that way. There's all cows up here over the other side of that out of bounds fence, so I don't want to hit them. But you know, it's essentially very hard to hold the ball into that crosswind. But what I want you to see is this, and this is what I want to emphasise for people. If you can just do some half swings, and you wouldn't do it with a 5-iron, but and there's some people have said, JH, you look like the ball's up a long way. Guys, it's never up a long way. It's only when I position myself after I've set the ball by moving my foot back that it looks like the ball moves forward. I've said that before. But you know, most of my setting is always here. And then I get in here. But then I might pull this foot back a little bit. And when I turn my shoulders here, it looks like the ball's way up here. But it's still there. It's an illusion. It is an illusion. So here we go. We're in this position here. We're just going to hit a little half shot here. Keep that foot leg down. Just hit a couple of those. I mean, they're just beautiful shots. Just hit a couple of those, guys. Beautiful shots, considering I'm hitting out of 5 inches of rough. But I come over in the cow paddock. All the cows are over there today. There's a lot going on down there, and people drive me nuts. And with this system that I've got here, if people are over there, if I'm close to them and they're taking calls on their phones, their cell phones, because this is on the cell phone system, it just interrupts the audio, something shocking. So I have to get away from it as much as I can, away from the microwaves. So here we are, guys. We're going to just go, we're going to get in here, going to pull that shoulder across, and just hold that leg down. Gee, that's a good shot. Now, that's a dinky little golf swing with a 5-iron. That's carried 150 in that crosshead wind, 150 metres, about 162 yards, with that dinky little golf swing. It's like a half little effort golf swing, but because I'm here. So just hit a couple like this, guys. We're sitting in here, we're hunkering down. Just hit a couple like that. That's old Mo Norman stuff. That was part of the drills that we used to do at the Mo Norman school, which I had. I'll turn a little bit more this way. So here we are, guys, here. Turn that shoulder across. That's a blitz. Absolute blitz of a golf shot. Now see how soft and small that golf swing is, but the power in that golf swing, guys, is off the scale. Now Bill Phillips has been saying lately that he's experiencing ball striking that he's never experienced, and Matt Gray has been hitting 3-woods 300 yards. I totally believe it. I mean, I've got Mr. X is hitting his 3-wood now out about those numbers, and to the extent that he hasn't used his driver in any of the competition matches of late, because he said, I just don't need it. So I'm just thundering the 3-wood. And I've got him doing this, guys, with his pitching. So just do a couple of drills. Grip down a little bit. I've got 5 on here. I shouldn't be hitting this club, but you know, here we're going to hunker down. Here. Take it back. Guys, you could play golf like that. You could sit into your knees and play golf like that, because that is an exquisite golf shot. That's just an exquisite golf shot. And the power in that is just off that little golf swing. Here. And of course I've got my 1-inch Bruce Lee attack of the golf club into the ball, and it just feels like, honestly, it just feels like the head's coming off the golf club. For one of the guys that made a post the other day, he said he felt the head of the golf club was coming off when he hit it a couple of times. Had I ever felt that? Let me tell you, I have, and I am. Take this shoulder really deep. I'm just getting so much download. It's amazing. Absolutely extraordinary. And this way, you won't see the ball flight here because the camera's not down low enough. I wish you could see that ball flight. It's just off the scale. Might blow that camera over. Now guys, the wind's coming here. That's 5-iron out there. Into that wind, that's carrying about 100, and that's a really strong 40-kilometre-an-hour wind dead into us here. That's carrying about 160 yards into that wind. I mean, that's just so much power on that shot. That's really strong. Out to those signs out there is about 175 metres. Can't believe how close that's getting to. Oh, it's about 10 yards short, but it's 165 into a really strong wind. But see how I'm just laying down into that lead knee. All right, now another thing. Steve Walters, who's one of our accredited channel lock teachers in the US. He was saying the other day that he's taking. I had that little bit in the video the other day where take it back with this trail hand, guys. Load it with the trail hand, taking it back. Just take it back here and load it. Oh, wow. Oh, That's crazy, crazy, crazy. Scary good. And he said that he's taking it back, but he's getting a little fade. Now, if you're getting that fade, Steve, you've got to make sure that the taking back with that trail hand and applying the trail hand, that the trail hand is still going to be applied very late in that little 1 inch or 6 inch corridor. We don't want to take it back with that trail hand and then fire it too early, because we'll fire it in and we'll fire it under. It'll come in like that and we'll fire it under and the club face will be open. We want the club face, we want the swing to be here, there's we pick, and then we're going to fire it down, but we're going to fire it late. And then we're going to just, whoa, we're going to release it. The club face always got to release there, Steve. Now what will help you on the downswing, Steve, is if you start the downswing, we've got the trail hand, but just the initial part of the downswing, we just pull a little bit with that lead hand, just to set the downswing, just to set it in motion, a little pull with that lead hand there, and then you can fire that trail hand as hard as you like. And in firing that trail hand, remember the thumb, Steve, turn the thumb into the ground that way. There. Try and get that thumb turned in really early. Now that'll square the club face up. Shut it down a little bit and you should get the little draw. But we don't want to be coming in with the thumb up. Here, we want the thumb over. Thumb's got to be over, not behind. So if you're starting a little early with that trail, that trail right hand for you, being a right-hander that you took it back with, if you're starting a bit early with it, you could be starting and throwing it, which will keep the club face open. You get that little push fade. So if you're taking it back with that trail hand, which I am, I then pull a little bit, just a little bit here, and then I fire it into the ball. So that might help you. But remember, Steve, you've got to release the club that way. It's got to come in, it's got to release that way. There. Club face to the target, hands and arms to the right of the target if you're a right-handed golfer. I'll just hit one this way. Wow. It's never going to come down, guys. And the thing I'm noticing, I'm getting prodigious height on my shots. Just crazy height. Maybe because I'm bending these shafts. These shafts are quite soft, and I've had them quite soft because I hit a lot of golf balls, and I've got, you know, the old joints have taken a bit of a beating over the years. But they are, I'm just hitting the ball like 5, I'm hitting it like 9 iron height. This tree up here today is not in play. It's about 160 metres up there, crosshead wind, and that just landed in the top of that tree, and it's about 45 feet high. Just as Bill Phillips was saying, it, you know, some of the ball flight we're getting and some of the power is just off the scale. I can't hit it better than that. Wow, nobody here can hit it better than that. Wow, that's a good shot. Well, maybe Mr. X can. And I was saying, guys, I've actually been hitting against Mr. X in the last couple of days, and he's normally about 18, 20 yards longer per iron than I am. You're normally a club and a half at least longer in irons, because he's got more speed and he's a lot younger. But in the last couple of days, I've been right up, you know, within a couple of yards of him. Just crazy stuff. Just getting so much whip at the bottom. He said he was going to get a steroid test done on me. He said, JH, you old guy, you must be on the human growth hormones. You can't pick that speed up at your age. Well, that's what I like, guys. At my age, at 76, I'm hitting the ball better, stronger than I ever have in my life. Ever. Take it back here, very deep here. Keeping that lead knee down. And this time I'll keep the trail foot down. You can play golf like this, guys. You can hit shots like this. Look, both feet are down. That's just perfect. Perfect golf shot. Wow, that's good. That is so good. Yeah, sure, I get excited. Why wouldn't you? It's just great fun. That's right. I mean, I say, just why wouldn't you? Hit it out here. How's that for ball flight, guy? Or you wouldn't see it. I'm going to put the camera down after and see if I can get some ball flight. The sun will be down in about an hour, and I really think I'll get some great ball flight. But guys, I don't miss. I hit 147 5-irons here the other day between two markers out there that were 36 yards apart, and they all went in there, but most of them were within the confines of 10 or 15 yards in the middle, every one. There's a lot of wind here right now. Look at that for ball flight, guys. Doesn't move. Doesn't move. Well, I aimed at that sign out there on the right there, and it hit the post that supports the sign. It's really very hard to get out to that. Sign's only about just right on about 155 yards from here. But into that wind, it's playing like 175, 180. They landed right at the bottom of actually hit the post. Okay, guys, there's not much else I can tell you, but okay, just recap. The feeling is really deep in the channel here. This shoulder goes across here. Feel like the club wants to go in the same line as your shoulders here. If you can do that. You won't, but that's the feeling you want to cultivate, because that means you're really in the channel here. There. Feel like we move here. Now, guys, what it will really help you with is pitching the ball. It's brought Mr. X alive with his pitching. Yeah. We just sit into those pitch shots with that lead knee. Just sit on that lead knee. You can pitch the ball like that. Why wouldn't you pitch the ball like that? It's just unbelievably straight. And see how the body's quiet and the hands just whip past? Just try that, guys. You will be stunned how good that is. You won't see the ball, but look at that. And you really get that whip at the bottom. The whip at the bottom is beautiful. Guys, I've got this thing growing on my finger here, right on the knuckle, and it's like it's just like a big, fibrousy cyst right on that knuckle there, because I had these fingers damaged in a race car crash once, and had them all busted and bits cut off my finger, and it's just all blown up here, and it's just, sometimes when I come down it just gets me like it did then. It just feels like it's just the pain, and I can't do anything about it. It's just grown there like a callus, and I should have it taped up, but wow, just coming down then, it was just like getting a shock in my hand. Oh, that is painful. The other day it was so, after I hit all those shots, I hit about 250 shots in a session, about 280, and all the tops of the skin's still off it, and it's awful. It looks awful, but painful. Oh. Okay, we'll just hit a full wedge. Oh, the pain in that, but look at that ball flight. See, that's a wedge into the wind there, guys, gone probably 130 into the wind. Sitting into it. I mean, they're really long wedges, and that is really hurting my hand. I'm going to have to get something done with that. Just like a big, oh, the pain is just, wow. Just going to hit a couple of drivers, guys. Might as well go through the pain barrier. Might as well. I'll hit it this way so you can see it. See the full action. But you watch the lead knee, guys. I don't know if I can hit any shots. My hand is really... I'm breaking down. I'm falling apart. The body's saying no more. Okay, watch this, guys. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. Watch this lead knee go. Wow. Now, of course, there's a lot more velocity with the driver, and it's hard to sit into it. But I felt that my intention was there. My intention was there. Wow! It's never coming down, guys. Look, I've never been a long hitter. I mean, I could hit it okay 30 years ago, but now not up there with the big hitters, because I've never tried to hit it hard. But that's gone so far, considering the wind, for me. So far for me is not so far for you guys, but that's long for me. That's long. See how that lead knee is supporting the hit? Look, guys, I'm sitting into it here, look. There's a pile of trees up here and an out of bounds fence about 15 yards. And that's just where I'm aiming these drives. Just into that little 15-yard fairway. It's fantastic. Fantastic. I think I'm just going to have to get this all scraped off. Poor old hands have had so many broken bones in them over the years with the martial arts and the motorcycle racing and the crashes. And oh, wow. I don't know, I'm still alive. Watch this guy. That's just sitting into the shot, guys. That's hunkering down at impact. Hunkering down at impact. Come on, Johnny, don't let the pain worry you. It's not pain. You're on camera, you can't show pain on camera. Come on, hunker down. Get it really tight in here. Look at that, guys. Look at that. That is so good. That's this. You know why that's good? Because the body's isolated. And the arms have got a free passage to swing. They're not getting pulled off their attack path by a body wanting to rotate. Body's quiet. All right, I'll sling one up there. Just sling it up there. Down along the out of bounds fence. Here, guys. There's all cows on the other side. I'll hit it down the out of bounds fence and back into that wind. Come on, Jade. Just different flight. Different flight. One more. Come on. Unbelievable. Just slung up there and... Well guys, that's Surveyor Theodolite Strait. Okay guys, fingers just, I've got to go and put some tape on it. Okay, but there's some things guys, and I think they'll be good. It's a long tape, but a bit of good stuff in there. See if I can get some down the line flight in the next video.